My wife cheated on me and filed for divorce to get half of the assets when I won the lottery, but what she doesn't know is that she won't get a single cent. My wife and I have been together for just over 5 years. Right at the beginning of our marriage, my mother and father were immediately against it. They didn't like her from the start of our relationship, always saying she didn't seem to truly love me and that she appeared to be interested in having someone to support her. I didn't understand why they said that, since the only argument they had was that she had been married 3 times before, and in each case she got divorced when her husband achieved something valuable. I never understood why they related those two things, since nothing proved that she divorced specifically for that reason. 2 years after we started dating, we got married. My parents didn't come to our wedding. That caused us not to speak for a long time, but eventually we got over it. Now to the main point. I've always liked buying lottery tickets on weekends, and I think it's something I inherited from my father. I had never won anything of significant value with these tickets, but I still enjoyed the excitement. However, a few months ago, when I was at my parents' house, I bought one, and to my surprise, I won the accumulated prize, which was about $3 million. I was naturally ecstatic, didn't know how to react, and we had a celebration at my parents' house when I got back home. I told my wife, and she was also happy, asking if I was sure about it, and I said yes. The next day she disappeared. I sent several messages, and she didn't respond to any of them. A few days later, I received divorce papers. When I told my parents, they basically scolded me, saying they had warned me that she would do to me what she did to the others, but then they comforted me. However, there's a detail in this. In my country, you can only play the state lottery if you live in the state. As I was at my parents' house, I used my mother's name to play the lottery, so technically the ticket belongs to her. My wife doesn't know this, and my mother said she would only cash it out and give me the money when the divorce is finalized. Tomorrow is the divorce court, and she will finally find out that she won't get a single cent of the money, and I'm looking forward to that moment. Update. Yesterday, we finally had the divorce court. She was flaunting it from the beginning, mocking me, saying how foolish I was to have believed her, knowing that she had done the same thing with all her previous husbands and that I couldn't do anything now. I just laughed, said, okay, and took my seat. The division of assets went smoothly. I lost some things, of course, but with the lottery money, these losses meant practically nothing in my budget. Finally, when the judge finished listing the items that would go to each person, of course he never mentioned the lottery money. My ex-wife was confused and asked if he had forgotten about it, and upon checking again he said there was no lottery money in my name. At that point, she started making a scene. She said it was impossible and that I was definitely hiding the money and this was a crime and I should be arrested. That's when my lawyer began to speak. He said that I, his client, didn't have any money in my name. My parents had signed the ticket, so by law the ticket and the money belonged to them, and my ex-wife had no rights to it. She turned pale after hearing this. She sat down, thought for a few minutes, talked to her lawyer, and left. Now she's sending me numerous messages saying that she's changed her mind and wants to annul the divorce. I told her not to do that because now that I've seen who she really is, I don't want to be near her. She tried to send voice messages, crying, saying that she realized I was the love of her life, but I simply blocked her. Now my life can carry on happily without her.